Kia ora koutou, Mātua Michael here. It's really cool to see you today. I'm going to be reading you a story called Tangaroa's Gift. And this is going to link nicely into the soundscape work we're going to be doing. So Tangaroa's Gift. Tangaroa was the god of the sea. And let's find out what gift he gave. Right. Once, in the days of old, there lived a sad and lonely creature named Paua. In all the ocean he could not find a friend. There were so few like him, for they had no means of protecting themselves from hungry fish, and because they moved so slowly, they had trouble finding one another in the myriad of crevices and hiding places in the rocks. So Paua huddled under the seaweed, thinking sad and lonely thoughts. Suddenly, a great surge of water plucked away his cover of weed. The sand swirled and danced about him, stinging his eyes and filling his mouth. As he wept, he spluttered and spat out the sand and heard a great voice saying, "Paua, why are you so sad?" Paua's eyes were so gritty and blurred he could not see, but he recognized immediately the booming voice of Tangaroa, god of the sea. "Oh, Tangaroa," he cried, "I'm so lonely." The snapper taunts me with his bright blue spots on his pretty pink skin as he flashes past. The stingray glides gracefully overhead, crossing in but a moment the distance I could not hope to travel in a day. The seaweed bends and sways with the current, caressing the rocks and clothing them with all manner of wonderful shapes. The kinner boasts of his sharp spikes and adorns himself with pretty beads and pebbles and shells. Oh, other creatures flaunt their delicate, intricate shells and laugh at my thick, blubbery, black, rubbery lips. Oh, I'm so ugly, so slow, so defenseless. And he cried. Tangaroa thought for a moment. Here was the steadfast, tenacious little creature who deserved something special, something just for him. So he said to Paua, "I will take the coolest blues from my domain and ask of my brother Tane the freshest greens from the forest. And from the dawn I shall have a tinge of violet, and from the sunset a blush of pink, and over all a shimmer of mother of pearl, the most intricate patterns, as fine as the finest nautilus shell." And he fashioned for Paua a wonderful coat that sparkled and dazzled with its beauty. Indeed, it was so beautiful that all the creatures of the sea came to gaze upon this new being that sparkled in their midst. Curious and just a little bit envious, they each poked and prodded and rubbed and bumped and scraped and scratched until Paua's new coat lay in pieces about him. Then they scuttled away and left him alone once more. When Tangaroa saw what they had done, again he took the coolest blues from the ocean, the freshest greens from the forest, a tinge of violet from the dawn, a blush of pink from the sunset, and over all a shimmer of mother of pearl, and the most intricate patterns as fine as the finest nautilus shell. But this time he added layer upon layer, each a different hue and blend. Look at that beautiful shell. The wonderful coat was now so hard and strong that the other creatures could not break it. They became even more envious of Paua and sought him out just to tease and ridicule him. He was not hard to find with his bright new coat, and they made his life utterly miserable. Yet once more Tangaroa heard him crying. "Oh, I love this beautiful coat," Paua sobbed. "But the other creatures despise me and are so jealous of me. I long for peace and quiet, but I can't even hide from them now. I'm so conspicuous." That's a big word, isn't it? Conspicuous. Tangaroa was angry with all those who had made Paua so miserable. "From the rocks I take the drabness that you may be as one with them, and to you, only you, I give the coolest blues from the ocean, the freshest greens from the forest, a tinge of violet from the dawn, and a blush of pink from the sunset, and over all a shimmer of mother of pearl, and it will be your life's work to add layer upon layer, the most intricate patterns, as fine as the finest nautilus shell, each a different hue and blend." And so it was that Paua got his beautiful shell. He hugs his secret of his beauty to himself, and only at the end of his life, when his empty shell washes ashore, is his artistry revealed, each layer a unique, multicolored masterpiece. So, Koto, that is the story of how Paua got its beautiful shell. Look at the beautiful colors on the inside. And check out the rough, drab exterior so that it is not conspicuous. I hope you enjoyed that story. We're going to come back shortly and Matua Jordan is going to read it to us in te reo.